Guys, when it rains, it pours. Somebody backed into my car, dealing with insurance, and a tree fell on my HVAC system. Now I've got no HVAC. It's hot as crap in here. And I have a bunch of charts to create for you guys. You listed a bunch of charts in the last video. We are going to cover Salon at the end of this video. I have a CoinCatch video to make as well. By the way, if you want to sign up for CoinCatch, no KYC, if you want to get leverage trading, that link's pinned in the first comment description. Another exchange that I'm using, no KYC, is a bit Unix. Both this links to sign up are pinned in the first comment description. I'm going to do something crazy here. So now listen to me. Don't email me, all right? So the first 5 emails that I get, I will give you lifetime access for $999. That gives you access to everything: charts, Discord, that'd be stocks, Bitcoin, tutorials, everything. Well, first 5, but it will be a code. I'm going to give you a code somewhere in this video. So if you don't watch the whole video, you will miss the code. All right, so only the first 5 emails I get with that code that I'll say at some time in this video, I will give you that lifetime for $999. It doesn't matter if you're subscribed or not. So that'd be fun. And if, I'll tell you what, the 5 after that, if you pay for 4 months with USDT, I'll throw in tutorials for free, which is $299. I teach you some of my charting method. So just want to get that out of the way. So let's cover a few things, guys. I want you to have your key levels, pay attention to right off the bat. 58,000 is your current key most important support level. If that breaks, we have some much lower targets. I'm going to give you the hourly time frame, and like I said, I'll cover Solana, but we need to cover some other important charts too. This includes the Dow, the yield curve, just some other charts that kind of gives you an idea of what's going to happen. Again, you know, Bitcoin's going to chop, go sideways, and I'll give you those levels to pay attention to. But ultimately, I just want to show you why it looks like the markets could have a lot of downside, and we're going to cover all of that. All right, so in this video, this was 6 days ago. I'll put a link up to it now if you want to check it out. I told you first main resistance level to pay attention to was around 57,900, this red line. These are the 3 most important lines I have right now for Bitcoin. It said if you get above this point, 62,800, depending on when you make contact, next point is short. But you're supposed to long from this blue ring. Every time we hit this blue ring, we get a bounce. And if we do start coming down, this will be your target around a certain time frame. We'll have to see how that plays out. So again, I made a post in Discord, as I usually do. I keep everyone updated in Discord. If you sign up for the charts, you get access to Discord. We have a general crypto discussion where everybody talks. These are just where I make my updates. D1 simple contact, we got rejected. We came down. And, you know, I was telling everybody about different levels. And this is right here. I'm going to show you my other post. I just want to show you. So this is the D1 simple chart. Let me show you the published version of this chart. This was published on June 24th, and this is that yellow, orange, and red line. And look how this played out. We just bounced down. Remember the last video, I said when we push up, you would want to short right here, right? We came down all the way to the blue ring. We pushed up, so actually I said to short this point. That was this video here. When we pushed up, that'd be the point you short. And you can see we had a drop, we came back down, we pushed above it, the next point to short was right here. And I'd mentioned that further down on my post. This was on August 8th. I said, if we continue up, next major resistance level to watch is the 63K area. And I was showing that, you know, your target was here. It wasn't shown on this H1 chart. I show it down below. As we go on, I was showing, look, there's a lot of confluence here. You have the central Bollinger Band on the daily, you have horizontal support, and you have this orange line. So you'd be long up to 63K, but that is the point you would short. You can see we got pretty damn close. It was a comment I made. We make it all the way to this point. This is the point you don't know exactly when to open a short. Sometimes it's better to open a short early with lower margin and then add to it as you drop. When I make that CoinCatch video, I'll go into more detail about that. And I was just basically showing that one line. This is the most important line right now that I have. I mean, you can see we got rejected at this point. So if we get above 63,100 around that area, well, depending where price is now at this line, if we're above this point, I'm bullish. As long as we're below, I'm bearish. And I was talking about the price came down. In next support levels was 69,700. This is the D1 chart. So as you can see, currently we did get a little bit below, but currently your support right now is 57,900, basically 58,000. If that breaks, your next support level below is going to be down around 56,700. So those are your most key support levels. This is horizontal support, and you have this. This is actually a fib channel line. So we know that's going to be very strong support. So if we drop, the next point to scalp along would be 56,700. Your current resistance is right now, your current resistance is right around 60,000 up to 60,255. As I said before, if we push up and we hold above 60K, all right, you still have your central Bollinger Band coming down. This is not bullish at all. Your next resistance level above, you have this fib channel line right here. You can see price has been respecting. It was perfect support. We got resistance. Notice the daily candle opened below. So you have a lot of resistance up around 62,500 up to 63,000. If we push up to that point, I would short that area. If we get above 63K, then your next strongest resistance level, now yes, each one of these fib channel lines, each one of these will be a point to long and short, but this would be the most important level to short. Now if we did push all the way up 67,800, again, depends on when you make contact, I would definitely scalp short that. Again, I would short it, but only a scalp short. I would leave my long open. I would not close my long. However, if you were short from above, as long as we are below 63K, keep your short open, because again, as long as we are below 63K, I am bearish. Once you break 57,900, get down to 56K, again, I think we have a lot more downside. Keep in mind the bottom Bollinger Band is way the hell down here. Let me go through this. So also this is what I was showing, this line on the D1 chart. You can see that it was a lot of support. See there's these arrows here, support, support, support. It was resistance, a point to short, and you can see what happened. We got rejected. So again, these are points. This is a perfect point to do a scalp long. This is a perfect point to do a scalp short, scalp long. So again, I keep you guys updated in Discord, and you can see right here, I was talking about this level right here. We came down, perfect, almost perfect support. We hit it, got a bounce, got rejected right at this point, and then we came down and we did a double tap. That's how accurate these fib channel lines are. I take the time to map out the direction of price so we know where these targets are way in advance, and I can show you that with a published chart. So this is the H1 chart right now. Before I give you these targets, you see we're coming back down to the support. Let me show you how this played out. Now I've already played this out a bit because I published this back on June 24th. So I had this right at July 3rd right now. So I'm gonna hit play and just show you how accurate this chart's been. So we came down, we pushed up. Let me zoom out a bit. I'm like really zoomed in here. Just to show you how accurate this chart has been. And that's where we're currently at right now. So you can see that right there. Notice we found support, right? Resistance, support, resistance. We broke above it. We pushed all the way up here. This was pretty much resistance. Came down to support, pushed up as resistance, came down to support, hit this point right here and dropped. And you can see that's exactly how it played out. Rejected here, and we got two taps here. So your current strongest support right now on the 1 hour. Yes, I'm going to give you that code, guys. It's coming up soon. So your current support right now is 57,887, okay? That is a critical support level. Your next strongest support, this is on the hour, by the way, is around 55,627. Your next strongest support below that, and guys, these will be respected, but remember what I'm saying. As long as we are below, again, as long as we are below 63,192, I am bearish. I would only be scalping longs. You get up to resistance, take your profit on your long, but be holding your short. If you get above 63K, I would only be scalping shorts but holding your long. Just want to make sure you understand that. Let me go back to the H1 chart. So I just want to show you how this chart played out. Let's go to, so you have these levels. Again, if we break below 52,700, you can see that we're going way the hell down. And again, the next fib channel line I have basically is in confluence with the blue ring that I gave you. And again, I can give you the possible timing for when we would hit this target. So this does look like, I think, where we're headed. And I'm going to cover, again, like I said, the yield curve and a couple other things. So that's the H1 chart. Your target's above, so you can see your current strongest resistance level above is around, again, a lot of confluence up here, around 59,600 to 60,000. Your most strongest resistance level just above that is up around 61,316. But again, until we get above 63K, I'm still bearish. But these are your targets to play on the hourly right now. Let's go on. So I covered the Dow Jones as well. This is the very same video I referenced at the beginning of this video. And if you go back and watch that one video, I said, look guys, the video had the fib circles on the thumbnail. And I said possible blow off top, bad for Bitcoin. This is that red line. I said this is possible when we push up, we would get topped out at this point. We hit that literally to the damn dollar. We came down, found support, pushed back up. This is the video. This is where I was covering it, right? The last video. Said you would long the Dow Jones. Said you would long 38,630. The next point too short was 39,632. And look what happened. We pushed up from 38,648, and look where we got rejected right at that ring. So listen to what I'm saying. Listen very carefully. I understand a lot of you think that Bitcoin's going to go on its merry way. It does not care about the stock market. I promise you, if the stock market plummets, Bitcoin, altcoins, all other stocks are going to come down with the indices. So it's important to follow the indices. And you can clearly see this is a very strong support level right here. Every time we hit it, we get a bounce. But not just that, if you watch previous videos, I explain the significance of this orange ring. If and when we break below that and that becomes resistance, that means we have a lot more downside. And currently that support level right now is sitting around 38,700. If and when this becomes resistance on the Dow, that is very bad for the indices. That means we have a lot more downside. Same for the S&P, the NASDAQ, and so on. Code's coming up, guys. Now, this is something I talked about. This is the CPI. So, what's interesting is I talked about this probably 2 weeks ago. And I was talking about this chart for the CPI that I charted. When I charted this, we dropped right from this point, and we found support right here on this level here. And I mentioned that it looks like we're probably going to get a bounce. And what would cause inflation to go up? If the Fed decides to lower interest rates. And now they're talking about in September, this vertical yellow line is when the Fed might lower interest rates. And that might give us a little boost with the markets and with Bitcoin. But I think it will be short-lived, because typically what happens, historically, when the Fed lowers interest rates, that means something's already broken, and that means the markets are going to crash, or more likely going to crash. That usually means there's a recession, but there's other indicators as well. But I do have it. It'll be interesting to see what happens to the next resistance level I have. So let's say that they lower interest rates. It'll be interesting to see if this is where we top out. Inflation pushes up. Maybe the Fed decides to hold rates where they're at, or actually raise interest rates. But these are the two targets I have. But it's just amazing that it lines up perfectly with the support level around 2.76. I would like to point out, guys, this is just another indicator. The yield curve is starting to it's uninverted. It's starting to push up. All right, you can see the market's kind of dropped a bit. This is also an indicator of a possible recession and, again, a stock market correction. And the yield curve was inverted, and now it's starting to uninvert, means it's starting to push back up. So again, this could be an actual peak or a top. Let's see here. That was Saul. I did want to show one other thing, unemployment. Unemployment is the third thing to pay attention to. So again, you've got if they lower interest rates, that's your first clue that we might have a crash soon. All right. You have the yield curve, this now uninverted, starting to push up, right? And unemployment. Unemployment is pushing up. It's at 4.3%. So if you see unemployment start going up, you see the yield curve uninvert more, start pushing up. And you see, the Fed comes out and starts lowering interest rates. Well, again, that means something's already broke. These three indicators should let you know that something big is coming. And again, like I said, if you're playing the indices, again, I have the Dow charted a specific way, so I know if we break below a certain point, it's going to be bad for all indices. But right now, if you're playing the Dow Jones, again, does not matter, because the markets typically move together. But if you see us get underneath 38,700 for the Dow, and that becomes resistance, that is going to be very bad for all the indices, because remember, all the markets typically move together. Okay, that code is supercalifragilisticexpialidocious, and make sure you spell it correctly when you email me, guys. All right, so let me move on. Let's cover Solana real quick. In the last video, I told you guys, and we were already up at 147. But I told you the point too long to, so there's a lot of confluence, central bullish band on the daily, plus you have key resistance levels in multiple directions around 171. So 171, so if you're looking for a way to long to or short Solana, your target is around 171. We didn't quite reach that target. We hit 166. But again, if we do push up, I don't think that's likely right now. I think we're coming down. Your first support level to scalp along for Solana is around 125. Your next support level is around 108. Then you can scalp up to 125. The next strongest support level below is around 97, but that means we're breaking down from a larger structure, which means we have a lot more downside. But your strongest resistance level above is around 168 up to 173. But again, I would be short Solana. Again, I don't like to enter a trade while price is already moving. I would already shorted it from the top Bollinger, the central Bollinger Band on the daily. I would not enter a trade now. I mean, it looks like a short would be a smart trade. I prefer to wait till we hit a support level and then long, or wait till we hit a resistance level and short. That's a safer play for me. That's how I trade, and I'm also going to cover that in the CoinCatch video. So guys, make sure you subscribe, so when I put that video up, you guys can watch it. It's not only a tutorial on how to trade on CoinCatch, but I'm also going to show you, safer ways to trade to make sure you don't get yourself liquidated, and again, how to set a stop loss before you enter a trade. But those are your key targets on Solana. I want to make sure you have all your targets. Again, guys, if you want to sign up for CoinCatch, remember it's no KYC. That link's pinned in the first comment description. Another good one is BitUnix. No KYC. That link is pinned in the first comment description as well. So again, guys, just to make sure you understand, if 58,000 breaks, I gave you your targets on the H1 chart, and as I said, there is a lot of confluence. Down around 45,700. to potentially 44,600, and that is, again, if the markets start correcting, I think that is where we are headed. And the timing for that, I mean, if this goes the way I think it could go, as I mentioned before in the last video, for some reason, whenever we make contact with these rings, is always at a key level, key support level, contact with the ring, key support level, contact with the ring, key support level, contact with the ring. So again, this is a very key level, and I already showed you why that was the case. You can see that this right here has been a lot of support and resistance. A lot of resistance, support. This was a lot of support, right? So we know that that is a very key level, and it just so happens that that is right where this ring is. And again, that's 19th of August through the 24th of August. Remember, people are already expecting that there's going to be an interest rate cut. So again, pay attention to 58K. Again, if that becomes resistance, start getting very bearish, because that is your most critical support at the moment. Your most key resistance above is 63K. If we get above that, that is when I start flipping bullish. That means your next resistance level is 68K. And the resistance level that we need to hold above before you can expect any more upside, again, is this white trend line that's been our key macro resistance going back since, the 14th of March. And that would be up here around pretty much 70K, and that gets lower as time goes on. So where these two intersect would be 69,513. But guys, all I'm trying to tell you is there's a lot of hints and clues that the markets could be topped out. Again, I guess it's the Treasury yield, the 2-year and the 10-year, the possibly going to be raising interest rates, lowering interest rates in September. You have unemployment on the rise, and again, the Treasury, see, this is the 10-year Treasury yield. So this is starting to uninvert, pushing up. So these are all indicators that it's very possible that the markets are topped. And again, you can see we've already had significant drop. So if we break below this point on the Dow and that becomes resistance, there is no reason to be bullish on Bitcoin. And as you can see, we've already broken below key levels. Where's that one chart right here? Again, we've already broken below this. This is a very key level. The next video, I'll break down these. If you go back and if you look through my videos, I actually have a video where I broke down these lines, why they're so important. But every time we break below this orange trend line, typically we have a lot of downside. This is your current support. Once we break 58K, I think this is your next likely point to either short to or the point too long. And as I said, if we break below this, something is majorly broken and we have a lot more downside. But guys, that's pretty much it. Remember, if you want to sign up to get access to these these charts and Discord, if you want to sign up, the website's altcoin.com. The link's pinned in the first comment description. Again, it's $49 a month to get access to Bitcoin altcoin charts. Metal charts are included with that, and you get access to Discord. Tutorials is $2.99. That teaches you my charting methods. You can create these. You can learn my charting styles and create these charts for yourself. And stocks is $59 a month. It was a mouthful, guys. So I have a lot of work to do to create some charts and get that video up, but I just wanted you to have these targets and know what to pay attention to. That's it, guys. I'm out. Trade safe, trade smart.